Hello, chat! Welcome, welcome! Happy Trial Thursday! Oh, goodness, it's June 11th right now, and I'm excited for next week because we have a lot of things happening next week. Next week, I'm gonna finally record my second Madoka Magica essay covering the redesigns, which, by the way, I have to have a second look at them because, god damn it, I'm seeing so many things now that I need to cover up. And I finally found an image of all the girls in their school uniforms because I swear to god, I was looking for that shit and I couldn't find it anywhere. Thank fuck I found it. Because, dude, like, I needed the full body and I couldn't find it anywhere. Thank god I found it. Because, oh my god, I swear. It was eating me up. But anyways, that's for the 15th. Also, in the 15th, which is Monday, by the way, it is Among Us's 8th birthday. So, and they have a little stream coming up on YouTube at I think it's 12 p.m. CST and 6 p.m. my time, which is BST. And I think they're also gonna release that day they're gonna release on Steam the new demo for their new game Among Us Story On Guard. So I'm excited to play that one too because it looks so not only looks like really interesting, like playing just by yourself and solving a mystery. I'm a big fan of mysteries, but also, yes, the art style is so fucking cute. Oh my god, it is so cute. I swear to god, I love it. Then in the 16th, I need I need to log the fuck in my headset on the 16th because god damn it, baby girl Kyoko is coming to my etc. with her swimsuit. Homurai is currently up. I'm waiting for Kyoko to just fucking spend all of my fucking gems on her until I get her. God, I'm fucking ready for her. Ugh. And then in the 19th, we finally have on YouTube the finale of the amazing the amazing digital circus, which I can't fucking wait. I've been avoiding spoilers like the fucking Black Plague. Like y'all have no idea. I've seen shorts around that contain spoilers, and I've been avoiding those like the plague. I like, fuck off of my timeline. I don't want to know. Not yet until I watch it myself. Please. God, I wish I could have gone to theaters to watch it though. That shit would have been amazing, but ugh. Anyways, let's get this thing started, by the way. Okay, let me just lower my volume a little bit. Okay. But yeah, I had that script done since last month that I actually made the other one, and I swear to god, I'm still tweaking that shit like a lot. And god damn it, I gotta right now about the school uniforms. I've been tweaking a little bit here and there because I figured out that Nagisa's crop top wasn't actually a crop top. It was like a mini poncho, and the actual crop top, it's black under that, just like in her previous magical girl form. And I'm like, my god, I'm figuring out a lot of shit now. Thank god that I knew beforehand that Kyoko's bag was open now, because god damn. But yeah, I need a lot. I need to have a new second look to that shit because god fucking damn it, there's a lot to analyze and I don't want to get anything wrong. Ugh. And today is the 11th, so I have today, tomorrow. I have 4 days to actually tweak that shit. Okay. Yep. Okay, let's see, where do we leave? Oh yeah, in the rubber glove, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Okay. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lead line attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order! Order! Fucking order! Ooh, okay. Okay, let me see the volume, how it's going. Okay, that seems good enough. Yeah, that seems really good. Okay. Let me just check out the... Okay, perfect. I'm just checking that everything's good. Okie dokie. So, are we to believe then that the victim whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It means that I have to drink water. It is hot, so I need to hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate yourselves. The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? He's spacing the fuck out. I think Meekins has ADHD as well. Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. Ooh. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Oh. But I have... Wait, I'm cooking. Wait, when was this? Half-written document. Okay. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID is used at 5:14 instead of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing that struck me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination.
I don't think I need to cross-examine this shit. Hold up. There we go. Now, I think it's here. And now I present this. Yes! Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not gonna waiting, sir.
Well, you'll have to do so. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report is only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much, though. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Ooh! Order! Order! Does the prosecution have a response?
I hate that the music stopped.
I have only one thing to say to the defense.
Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo?
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... Well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't good.
Well, since you finally realize exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth! The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Ah!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. He was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encounter? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
I'm objective, bitch.
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Wait, let me take a little... Okay. Split.
Oh wait, I noticed something. Wait, hold up.
Okay, the glove.
This is where Mickens goes. They beat the shit out of each other.
Okay, there's Mickens. Where did he go, though?
Look at that! Did you guys see? The white coat was there. Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you have... Fuck! Words! This person whom you will have testified. What is his or her name?
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let him know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is supposed. How the fuck do you pronounce that fucking word? Supponed? Supponed? Oh, fuck it. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court in recess. Everyone go have lunch. Time for your care check. No, but really, care check time, please. You do your care check, Chad.
Oh boy. There's no stumbling new, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, You're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. You fucking are, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. He's puro forte.
Oh, Detective Gadget, what is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty, and to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey, I didn't see you there, Miss Skye.
That's okay. So, how you brought what I asked?
Oh. You mean this, right?
He's so fucking happy, dude.
Ooh, what the fuck is this, though?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my personal...
Fuck, damn it, I can't read today.
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name?
Never in a million years would I thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
Miss Skye was a witness?
Okay, let me see. Yoink.
Okay. Incident number SL9. Closed. Criminal Joe Dark. Crime serial murder. Sentence death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby. Damn. Jeb Bates, Rachel Moss, Neil Marshall.
Marshall? Oh, fuck.
Okay. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witness Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force Executive Investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head Investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. Ooh. As for the dark killing sold 2 years ago. Alrighty.
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident, is that... That's a classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana! That's over with! No! Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remember I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Chief Marshal, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file.
Oh boy! Oh boy! This is getting nasty! Shit's gonna go down, boy!
Alrighty. There we go.
The court will now reconvene for the trial, Miss Lana Skye.
Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Holy wind! I never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is that correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime in English. Please, not in hillbilly, please. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at that street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo this time, I hate the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can say I care for your bear, but you don't see me complaining. Oh my god!
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks inside the evidence room?
Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, here's all yours. Okay, let's go.
I hope I can decipher this. Holy shit. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room?
If that's what you call the bone orchard.
Let me just crack my fingers a little bit.
I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who entered the recordings.
You entered them?
Videos and nothing aren't that useful. When the time will come, I'll erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erased the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life.
This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? But you make your rounds on the day of the crime, right?
Ain't your head up what I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
No desperado I know lets wolves get in his way.
No desperados I know join the police force.
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime? Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. No, that's a fucking lie. That is a big fat lie. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks.
How does this guy avoid being fired? You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, correct?
Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence.
And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism?
Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works.
That's quite, incredible.
The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence.
Oh, but he mentions it. Detective Conscious said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
What were you doing in a place like that?
I was eating spaghetti. Not even Daniel's steak lunches can beat that Parlo's Bongole Sepe pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is usually what Edgeworth says. Did you not want to raise this here? Out of ammo, Officer Marshall?
That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pay me to this crime, then you better drop. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. I steal horses waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that.
Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I better up the ante. Oh, wait. Maybe here? Yes! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. However, a luminal test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
It seems to me There ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? How about the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Oh, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there is room for doubt. That wouldn't be found without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. It's my chance to prove it.
Alrighty.
That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
Yeah, that's right. And one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Apparently his fingerprint with data was never changed. He must have been using the fingerprint lock without even knowing it. Oh, he was sedated. Wait. Okay. So then, what about the bloody handprint?
Wasn't mine. It's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened the murderer touched the locker with my fingerprint by chance.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why?
Unrelated?
They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder.
He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this.
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. That was found in Detective Gansh's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place his hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner?
Picture?
This seal plot in the desert is just food for the buzzers. There's only one reality, and that's this.
Security tape.
So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Nope.
What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime, is that right, partner? If so, the video is the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera is panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, he could leave the room without being caught on tape.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Okay. Okay. I think I can. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Shit. Continue. Damn it!
Fuck! Okay, I'm trying to go fast.
Oh, thank you. There we go. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall.
The days are short in Texas, and so are your tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in this video. See this locker?
See this locker that has a white cloth sticking out? This is the witness's locker.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Oh, The white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order! Order! Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
This guy isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call you bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. Gladly, bitch. Fingerprint sensor.
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
I only got one word for you, partner. No! Order! Order! Witness, explain yourself! If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I sure did. This is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Ole! Please answer the question.
What do you mean, Ole? What is he now, a bullfighter? It's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can?
Yeah, you stupid. Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
He was right here. Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he would know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir.
Yes? And how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence? Still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your bear, but you don't see me complaining.
Not again with this shit.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence? Any evidence of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat.
This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Nick, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance he might be discovered later, as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened to put away the white cloth, which shows why the witness had to open his locker.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. I don't know what that reason was. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pull a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, huh, partner? Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did.
All of it. Alright, it seems the time has come. Ooh, boy. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Large quantities of blood traces were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It looked like too much blood for that. That was too much blood for a hand, holy shit!
When you say it, you mean
You even have to ask, partner?
the S9 incident?
2 years had passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case is closed, only the detective who was in charge of it can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance. That's why
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodman started filing out that lost item report.
Filling out. Fuck. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activity log, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Normally the locker shouldn't have opened.
So it opened because a rubber glove was stuck in the door by chance? Then Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off?
Let's just say I was a little surprised. Only plan on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that showtime. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about his race this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. It me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
I don't know what to say.
So what happened next?
Okay. So you did your research beforehand?
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So what you're saying
is, on that day...
Okay, let me just... But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
Ooh. Hold up.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, what is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Far away, partner. It's a free country.
So if it wasn't Goodman, it was the guy with the 7777777 because
Meekins, there's no way he did it. And Edgeworth, neither. So it was that guy. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Goodness gracious. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense!
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. Oh, I know why. I don't even need to press here.
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the S-Line incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I have the S-Line incident file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. Is it the same lousy prosecutor award you got? What? A prosecutor?
You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the S9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. Oh boy. Brother story? He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, chief detective all at the time. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother thought Darken was killed. That was the first time Darken left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the S9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with this resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance? It's got to be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial?
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been uncovered. No contradictions remain. The murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. There were no errors in the testimony of the witness Angel Star. If you have a response, make it one word or less.
ah!
I rest my case. Since this trial has reached its conclusion, there's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today was true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant
Emma? She's back! Your Honor, wait! Emma! The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor, innocence. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Skye sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one scene, the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gansh's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No.
Huh?
Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
A few moments later.
Troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, I have bring what's discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use.
Oh, did we die at some point? I hope not.
But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If Whatever I needed to concentrate is now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Conscious locker? Could there be something I'm missing?
Of course I object!
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn in there?
Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Oh yeah, I guess we died for a moment.
Okay.
Let us pray the defense is simply trying to buy time. But well, Mr. Wright?
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Hold up. Hold up. Isn't it this? As they say back west, even a blind man can hit with buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction. Since Mr. Wright is not sure which direction to face. Fuck! No use. The more evidence there is, the more wrong choices.
Just calm down, Mr. Wright. Try and remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What is it that bothers me about this blood mark? What is that?
Okay, then maybe... Damn it! Maybe the tape?
Let me take a look at the tape.
Now this motherfucker is in the middle. You asshole. Oh, there we go, the fucking badger. What about the piece of plywood? Fuck, that was difficult.
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here.
So,
watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
what?
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker.
What? So that means, just exactly what that means.
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. He's right. Think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in?
Just one moment, it will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood flowed. Well, the problem is the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
That's ridiculous. I refute you.
The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in the locker.
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves it occurred.
When did the first incident occur?
To surmise, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being caught by Jack Marshall, who was disguised as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? Proof must be presented.
Ooh. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present this evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
And I think I know what it is. Just in case. This one. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the perpetrator would have had to enter the room. In order to do so, an ID card is required.
An ID card? Oh! The ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If a crime took place before that time, then it would be
4:40 p.m. Oh! Oh! Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done?
I never figured you had nerve, boy.
Put off the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminal test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other car number remaining. 777-7777. The 7 sevens.
Talk about a lucky number.
But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Officer Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there is no record of his car being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer.
That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7 sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
What? Explain yourself, son.
The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
But that's ridiculous. Just how?
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge?
You're all alike, aren't ya? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
Yes.
No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive.
Lana?
Don't be stupid. She's being charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7 sevens.
Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
That's a mine incident.
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence?
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why don't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence.
Oh my God.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
No. No!
Order! Order! Order!
That is what must cause such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day.
Holy shit! Okay. Oh boy. Things are getting nasty, boys.
Oh. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When the murdered officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what do you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
Didn't see that one coming.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Dark.
He seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
A permanent picture?
I don't remember the moment where Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
Prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Okay, let's see this permanent picture. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When it came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. You see, I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly! Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me! After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her.
Well, let's fucking go! I think we'll have that talk and probably leave it here.
Lana! Mr. Wright, since I keep causing you trouble, falsifying evidence, I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind paying foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks.
Good boy.
Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Yes, please, tell me that shit!
But first, today's trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen. I expected as much. I know how a sissy officer marshal can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you will always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul.
You made a contract with Cube, guys. She's a magical girl.
Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, the star said. But you stabbing Mr. Kuma with a knife.
Oh boy.
Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so faced before.
Take the glance, Skye.
It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant?
Then he was the vice head of criminal affairs, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed.
Emma really idolizes her big sister.
But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could later use that experience in court. Gant's help in the SL9 case was critical in this resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the chief detective was, no doubt, Damon Gant? Yes, Detective Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case was Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Starr was a serial killer. He asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the last murder took place. Ooh. Okay. Oh shit. And he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Detective Ken and Prosecutor Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages when Dark must have panicked. He waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Detective Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all her system must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SM9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. But that case was sold 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall, yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Often sneezes. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office to decide on the final SM9 murder.
Yes, we should.
I don't see Detective Gansho anywhere. You seem kinda quiet around here today. You're right. The other department seems the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. Police department entrance.
Oh, there's a blue badger. Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que será? You never know where life will lead you, Bambina. I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed?
Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance. But we all know I won't be coming back. So I mean you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one.
Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened?
Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today.
But that's gotta be a story for next week. I'm that much of an asshole. So let me suspend the game. Let me do that, and let me just a second, chat. Alrighty, let's have a look-see. Okay, excuse me. I need to do that first. And now, oh yeah, that was my essay. I need to tweak it a little bit later. And now, let's see who's up for a raid, shall we? Since I only died once. But I didn't even notice, huh? Thank fuck I can scroll back up now. It was a nightmare before. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay. Oh man, there's none of our buddies today here.
Oh, in that case, it's okay. We can just keep the raid. But anyways, tomorrow we'll be playing some Tomba, so I'm gonna go all around to just step on those pump rocks and give that bitch her fruit and retrieve Baron, who should be healed by now. But yeah, we're gonna have another run of all the places we've been just to step on some rocks and potentially locate more evil pigs. But that will be for tomorrow, so I'll see you same time, same channel, and until then, Curtis adjourn, boys. Bye bye.